Hello everybody and welcome to a race watch along of the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, the penultimate race of the 2021 Formula One season, and I have to say I cannot wait for this race. There is obviously speculation that this isn't going to be a great race for overtaking, but I think we are going to see a spectacle in this race. There is no doubt about that. I think in terms of what we're going to see, I think safety cars are definitely something that's going to come out of this race. We have seen red flags in the F2 race as well. Enzo Fittipaldi, I think, had a 76G incident, so he's been taken to hospital. So hopefully everything is okay. Thoughts are with him, and obviously Emerson Fittipaldi as well, who was there at the racetrack as well. So hopefully everything's okay on that. But again, this circuit, we are going to see some incidents, and we saw incidents in practice and in qualifying with the actual getting stuck behind with traffic as well. So we are going to see incidents in this race today, and part of me is now hoping and wishing maybe that I had a partner alongside me if we are going to have any red flag incidents. But obviously we had that issue with Max Verstappen yesterday as well. Looked like he was going to take pole position, and then the last corner, the car locks up and he goes into the wall, and of course finishes in third place. Couldn't finish that lap. Had to stop the car as soon as possible because didn't want to cause any unnecessary damage to the car. Everything looks okay. They haven't changed the gearbox. I think that was the worry for them. They haven't changed the gearbox, so he is still in third place on the grid, not taking a 5-place grid penalty for any parts that they've changed over. So keep an eye on that. Reliability may be a factor if there's some hidden gremlins in that Red Bull car. I will go just try and get the everything back up on the screen as well, because I'm listening to the commentary in the background, so if there are any sort of like team radios that come through, hopefully I'll be able to give that information off as well. Like I said, let me know in the chat as well who do you think is going to win this race. From looking so far, I'll end it a couple of laps in as the race starts, but it looks like Max Verstappen is leading that vote at the moment, even though he's starting in third place. I'll go through the grid order at the moment. So Lewis Hamilton was the one that was able to take pole position yesterday. He's got his teammate alongside him with Valtteri Bottas, so really happy for Mercedes in that 1-2. Max Verstappen starts third, with Charles Leclerc for Ferrari. Great position for him in fourth. Perez fifth. Would have been like to be a little bit higher, I'm sure, for Red Bull. Gasly sixth. We've got Lando Norris in seventh, and Yuki Tsunoda is in eighth. Esteban Ocon is ninth, with Antonio Giovinazzi in 10th. Great qualifying for him, considering it's his penultimate race in the sport for the minute. Daniel Ricciardo is 11th, with Kimi Raikkonen 12th. Alfa Romeo did really well yesterday. Fernando Alonso 13th. George Russell again doing well with the Williams in 14th. Carlos Sainz is 15th. Had an issue in qualifying as well. Didn't want to take that risk. I'm just trying to see. I missed out who was behind. Nicholas Latifi, sorry, in 16th. Then we've got Vettel and Stroll 17th and 18th, and Mick Schumacher 19th with his teammate Nikita Mazepin at the back of the grid. Kevin's put Hamilton for the win. I think it's definitely a possibility with the issues that we may have with overtaking. And how many minutes till the race start? It should literally be a couple of minutes away now. They should be starting their formation laps. Everybody's vacated the grid now, so they're just waiting to take the tyre covers off, and we'll be going on the formation lap. Hopefully the driver tracker, the race tracker that's on the screen as well, should hopefully help, and the leaderboard should update quite regularly as well. So hopefully I'll try and give as much information verbally as possible, but of course hopefully all the items that are on the screen should help and keep up to date with everything as well. So yeah, I mean, in terms of this, in terms of giving my opinion on it as well, I think it's going to be a very difficult one for Max Verstappen. Of course there is I'll just go through the possibilities of him winning today. So Verstappen can become champion, driver's champion today, if he finishes first and gets the fastest lap, and Lewis Hamilton finishes either 6th or lower. Max Verstappen can then finish first, and Hamilton has to finish 7th or lower. Verstappen then can finish second with the fastest lap, and Hamilton has to finish 10th or lower. And then if Max Verstappen comes second and Lewis Hamilton doesn't score, he then becomes driver world champion. I think that's going to be a little bit difficult. We will have to see probably a Hamilton reliability issue for Verstappen to win at this moment in time, but it all depends on this race start. This race start could be one of the most critical ones of the season that we've seen so far, because, like I said, there's 3 DRS zones on this circuit, but it's not the best place really to overtake. It's probably this main start-finish straight that we're going to see. A bit like what we saw in Qatar maybe in the last race, where the start-finish straight was where we saw most of the overtaking action. I'm expecting that to be very much the same here in Saudi Arabia, because the track is very narrow, and it looks very narrow as well. And a lot of people have mentioned that, especially on Sky Sports, that the coverage is showing on here is it's very much Silverstone with Monaco-size barriers. You know, the actual width of the pit lane, the actual grid order as well, is very narrow. So yeah, it's something to definitely take into account, and they are on the formation lap at the moment. So yeah, very much let's keep an eye on it now and see what will happen. It looks like, is that a Haas that's slow? No, it's okay. It's just Mazepin, because he's starting at the back. So yeah, they are on the formation lap now. I will put my headphones in just in case anything happens at the start of this race, to try and get as much information as possible. Let me just make sure that the driver tracker is working here. It looks like we're just waiting for that information now. So yeah, hopefully everything should be okay. I'll just update the leaderboard as well, but that all looks okay as well. So I've just updated everything, so hopefully they will refresh as we go along as well. I have to say, I do love night races. I think night races are always very great to see, not just because it lights up everything in and around the circuit, but you can always see the drivers behind the crash helmet, behind the visor, you know, really concentrating. And I think yesterday was interesting when Verstappen hit the wall and Lewis Hamilton was in the Parc Ferme as he was parking the car, and you can see him looking at the TV screen to find out what was happening with Verstappen, and I thought that was really interesting. We obviously had Pete Bonington, Lewis Hamilton's race engineer, telling him as well about the Verstappen incident, but the way he was just trying to see if he could see it on the TV screens as well. I just thought that was great to see. But yeah, I mean the circuit, it's not too bad. We'll see how it goes in the race. I think obviously qualifying, it looks fast. The drivers have absolutely loved racing around it, but how it's going to play out in the race is going to be interesting to see, in my opinion, because yeah, obviously we haven't been here before. And it's just whether there's going to be any overtaking manoeuvres. And like I said, I think safety car is going to be very high in percentage as well. Obviously, keep comments in going through the race. Obviously, it is myself doing it on my own. So if anyone wants to put some notes in there as well, that'll be fantastic. And obviously let me know where you're watching this from, and obviously where you're watching the race and keeping up to date on that from as well. So yeah, they're just all coming to the grids now. So Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas are just about to get into their box. Good afternoon, Sean. How are you? We're in for a good race. I'm hoping so. Like I said, it's going to be interesting because obviously we haven't been here before. How many overtaking were going to happen here, and whether Max Verstappen can jump Valtteri Bottas at the start. Can it be Hamilton and Verstappen 1 and 2 going into lap 1? Obviously Mercedes will not be hoping that's the case, but Bottas is on the more dirtier side of the racetrack because it hasn't really been used. So everyone obviously been sticking to where Hamilton and Verstappen have parked their car as well. So how well can Bottas get off the start? That's going to be an interesting thing to look out for. So yeah, we're just waiting for the final few cars to get to the grid. The last of the two Hasses there. Right, so the lights are going out. 5 red lights, and we're away. Let's have a look. Let's see. Hamilton gets a good start. Bottas also gets a very good start. Leclerc looks like he might get a manoeuvre. Ooh, it almost looked like Perez almost took out his teammate. Ooh, so it still looks like it's exactly the same order. So we've got Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Leclerc and Perez. But that first lap almost looked like Perez went into the back of Verstappen going on the first corner. Had to lock up. That would have been terrible if Perez had took out his own teammate in this race. I'm trying to see if any positions changed around in there, but the main top 5 are as they were on the grid. Looks like Norris is 6th. Ocon looks like he's made a few places, actually. Ocon's now up to 7th, I think. I think Gasly's dropped down a few places. I'm just waiting for the actual order to update. It's not coming up on the screen. Yuki Tsunoda, ooh, tried to make a move on Fernando Alonso, but Fernando shut the door. Very experienced Fernando Alonso. Yeah, Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, so they're exactly as they were. Norris is 6th, Ocon 7th, Gasly 8th. Ricciardo's made a couple of places, he's up to 9th position. Giovinazzi is 10th. Alonso again's made a few places, he's 11th. Tsunoda's 12th. Raikkonen's 13th, Sainz has made a place to 14th, Vettel and Stroll have made places, they're 15th and 16th, Russell's the one that's dropped back up the most, he's gone to 17th, Mick Schumacher is 18th, Latifi's dropped down to 19th, and Mazepin's 20th, as Sainz has made a move going into the final corner on Kimi Raikkonen, but Kimi Raikkonen obviously with the slipstream on the start-finish straight is trying to make the move back. Ooh, Gasly just managing to keep the place there, locking up, I think, Sainz and Raikkonen, but Sainz manages to keep that place back as well. Alonso looks like he's overtaken Giovinazzi, so Alonso has made 3 places so far, going into lap 2 in this race. But Norris, Ocon have made a couple of places. Gasly's dropped down by 2. Daniel Ricciardo's made 2 places to 9th now, and like I said, Alonso has made 3, so that is your top 10 at the moment. And like I said, put into the chat who you think is going to win this race. Vote. I will probably after lap 10 I might finish that vote then. I can see there's been a few votes so far, so thank you very much for putting them in. But yeah, maybe get your votes in now who you think is going to win this race. But Hamilton and Bottas got exactly what they wanted to, finishing coming out of them couple of turns first and second still in the grid. And obviously Max Verstappen manages to stay in 3rd place, but could have been the case where his teammate almost ran into the back of him, so yeah, that would have been dangerous as well. Race control incident, turn 7 between Stroll and Russell has been noted by the stewards, but it doesn't look like there's any investigation at the moment. But we haven't seen any replays of that yet. We might see a replay of the start just to see that Perez and Verstappen. Hopefully we've got an onboard of that. But yeah, that did look very dangerous, and that would have been maybe somebody else taking the drive for Perez next year if he'd cost Max Verstappen there. Just trying to see. So Bottas is about 1.2 seconds behind Hamilton now. But just showing a replay of this race start. So both Bottas and Hamilton really did get quite good starts. Verstappen, I would say, probably didn't get the best. Leclerc almost made a move on him, but I think Leclerc realised that he wouldn't be able to get the manoeuvre done on the inside line, so had to back out a little bit. And I don't know whether that put Perez off, but yeah, like I said, then Perez locked up and almost went into the rear wing of his teammate. So yeah. Max did exactly what he needed to. Probably knew he wasn't going to get the manoeuvre done on the 2 Mercedes at that point. I think maybe it's going to be a very much tyre strategy what's happening in this race. Just seen Esteban Ocon. Oh, Esteban Ocon, I think was that Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki Tsunoda almost pushed Ocon into the wall. I think his tyres touched the barriers then as well. So Vettel gets past George Russell. Lance Stroll. Yeah, Lance Stroll had to go off the track really and use the runoff with the incident on George Russell. So I'm not sure whether he'd already made the manoeuvre done, but hasn't been asked to give the position back. So we're on lap 4 of this Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Like I said, nobody in the top 5 has changed positions at the moment. Russell has taken the place on Stroll, so I don't know whether maybe he's been told to ask to give the place back. So yeah, but it is still Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Leclerc and Perez, and I have to say this is not really good news for Red Bull in terms of their obviously constructors as well, because they would very much want Sergio Perez to make that manoeuvre on Charles Leclerc, being stuck behind the Ferrari. He's 6.3 seconds off Lewis Hamilton now, and almost 3 seconds off his teammate, so they really need to get Perez past Leclerc. But like we've seen recently, obviously Ferrari have made a really good step in their car, and I think have pulled away very much from McLaren, and are going to be finishing third in the constructors here, as we see Carlos Sainz overtaking Yuki Tsunoda. That was on the start-finish straight, so Carlos Sainz is now up to 12th position, using DRS, of course. Like I said, there are 3 DRS zones at this circuit, but probably the other 2 aren't that important, I think. So I think it will be the start-finish straight that we do see the majority of these overtaking manoeuvres. It's just whether how long and how close Bottas maybe keeps to Lewis Hamilton. Obviously, he won't want to drop off too much. And in saying that, he has just got the fastest lap of the race. But he's about 1.1 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton at the minute. But it might be the case once Verstappen maybe starts to catch up, whether Bottas has to maybe get a little bit closer to Hamilton to get that DRS to make sure, obviously, he keeps in front of Verstappen. But yeah, like I said, he has got the fastest lap at the minute, so he's about 1.4 seconds off Hamilton at the moment. Verstappen is about 2.6 seconds off Lewis Hamilton. I think one of the points maybe we need to look at as well is the fact that in qualifying, I think Hamilton used his tyres that he's on now, and obviously if you're new to Formula 1 and you maybe don't know the qualifying format, I'll literally just quickly say it. If the tyres you use in Q2 in qualifying are the tyres you start the race on in the top 10. So Hamilton started on the medium compounded tyres, but he used them I think 3 laps more in qualifying, or 3 or 4 laps more in qualifying than Max Verstappen did. So obviously Verstappen has fresher tyres to an extent, so depending on what the degradation is at this circuit, and obviously we don't know, Pirelli don't really know too much because it's a brand new circuit for Formula 1, so it'd be very much we're all in the dark in regards to that. So I think Mario from Pirelli, as they were doing the grid walks, was saying that it will be very much medium and hard compound tyres that are going to be used in this race, and no doubt once people go into their pit stops, they will be putting the hard compound tyre on, which will obviously take them through the race. So I'm expecting only a one-stop strategy here, unless any safety cars come into play. Oh, yeah, Fernando Alonso literally cut the corner there. He couldn't brake long enough. Whether he has to slow down a little bit in this first sector so he isn't gaining an advantage there, but just missed the turn completely. Giovinazzi putting him under pressure. I'm very much a little bit disappointed for Giovinazzi, because a lot of people have said that he hasn't really done enough in Formula 1, but... Oh, team radio, hang on. Oh, Bottas is... Yeah, I think Bottas is asking maybe for a bit more room between himself and Hamilton, because he doesn't want to be stuck in the turbulent air of Hamilton in front. So yeah, just talking there in terms of strategy with the Mercedes engineers was Valtteri Bottas. But yeah, going back onto Giovinazzi, feel like he's been hard done by, to be honest. I know they're bringing in Bottas as Kimi's replacement, and Guan Yu Zhou, who's the first Chinese driver in Formula 1, which is obviously great publicity for Alfa Romeo and obviously in the Chinese market as well. But I just feel like Giovinazzi, especially this season, I think he's done a lot better. And obviously, Kimi, I think Kimi's just there for the ride at the moment. He wasn't really being that bothered, considering where Alfa Romeo's pace has been this season. So I think he maybe hasn't been the person you want to match with the most, because Giovinazzi has done a lot better than him this season, and maybe that doesn't say a lot, but I would say probably he deserved another year. I would say yeah, I think he's been hard done by, to be honest, and obviously there hasn't been anywhere for him to go next season, so I think he's going to Formula E, if I'm correct in that. But obviously for me that's a step down, of course, being able to not find a seat in Formula 1, and I think he's still going to be part of the Ferrari Academy. But yeah, obviously a bit of a shame for Giovinazzi, and like I said, I think he's done well this season, and obviously in 10th place at the moment in the points. So Although we're just seeing a replay now. Has there been an incident? No, he's overtaken Fernando Alonso. Ooh, yeah, just squeezed Fernando Alonso a bit. That was Fernando Alonso-esque from Giovinazzi. Yeah, I mean, I think it should be a good lineup for Bottas and Zhou next season. Yeah, like I said, I think it's a bit of a shame for Giovinazzi, but... So yeah, lap 8 now. I'll just go back through the order. Like I said, I'll give it a couple more laps and then I might end the vote. I can see a few more have been put in, since I've said. So again, like I said, get your votes in of who you think is going to win the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and I'll end that vote in a couple of laps time. But it looks like Daniel Ricciardo is making a move on Pierre Gasly on the start-finish straight and has done so. So he's up to 8th position now, with Gasly dropped down at 9th. And that was a very late braking manoeuvre from Carlos Sainz. Very good manoeuvre. That saw him overtake Fernando Alonso, but had a bit of a squirrel with the rear of the car. Alonso trying to make a move back, but Carlos Sainz up to 11th with Alonso 12th now. So and a note actually that's just been said on commentary as well, that Carlos Sainz has started on the hard compound tyre, so he'll be very much looking to go a lot longer in this race than everybody in the top 10, who will obviously be pitting earlier. And if you're outside the top 10 in qualifying, you can start on brand new sets of tyres and you have your own tyre choice. So actually sometimes starting in 11th is a lot more beneficial than starting 9th or 10th on the grid. So I think Daniel Ricciardo obviously had that point now. He started 11th and he's now up to 8th place. So good job for McLaren, who have been struggling as of late. I think they've only scored 3 or 4 points in the last 3 races. So not been great for McLaren, and that's very much seen them lose a lot of ground to Ferrari in the constructors. So it will be that Ferrari will probably finish now, definitely finish 3rd in the constructors, and McLaren will finish 4th, which is a lot for money, especially going into 2022 and these new regulations. So good job from Ferrari with Leclerc and Sainz. But McLaren's 6th and 8th at the minute in this race, so doing well for the McLaren boys, with Norris 6th and Ricciardo 8th. Hamilton's now gone a bit faster in terms of his pace. He's now 2.4 seconds ahead of Bottas, but I think, like I said, Bottas is asking for a bit more air in front, so he's not getting stuck with the turbulent air of Hamilton. So I think Hamilton's picked up the pace a little bit and allowed a bit of fresh air for Bottas. But of course, it's seen Verstappen about 1.3 seconds behind Bottas, so whether he feels like maybe he can catch him up as well is another factor. So we'll obviously keep an eye on that. But Leclerc is 5 seconds behind Verstappen now, with Perez 2.7 behind him. So again, not great for Sergio Perez that he can't get past that Ferrari of Leclerc at the moment. I also think it's a bit of a surprise with the pace of Aston Martin, in the sense they were 17th and 18th yesterday. It was only the Hasses that were behind them with pace. Just must have been really more their aero package that they had on the car, because obviously we saw the Mercedes power unit of Mercedes themselves finish P1 and P2. As we see Carlos Sainz trying to make a manoeuvre here on Giovinazzi. There is a yellow flag in Sector 3. Oh, is that Mick Schumacher? Oh, that was where Leclerc did it the other day. Oh, safety car, and I think the driver tracker is a bit further ahead than me, because I can see it on the screen. But oh, that's not good at all. The wheel's just disintegrated. The rear wing's gone. That's a bit like a copycat of Leclerc, and like I said, it's in exactly the same position as well. So I'll just see if we can see a replay on that, whether he was battling with somebody, or we know how bad that Haas is. But now we're going to see pit stops. So obviously safety cars come out. We're going to see people changing for new tyres. So looks like Stroll's just gone in, possibly Mazepin. Russell, I think, has gone in as well. Mick Schumacher's still in the car. I think he's just getting out now, so I think he's come on the radio. So hopefully he's okay now. But yeah, we're lap 10 in. Everything was looking all rosy, and now we've obviously got a safety car incident. Team Radio Hamilton. Okay, so Hamilton's pitting. They're going onto the hard compound of tyre right now. Whether they double stack with Bottas, but we've seen issues with double stacking for Mercedes in the past. We go back to Sakir with Russell and Bottas last year. So whether they are going to double stack, maybe are they going to let Verstappen take the lead and they're going to double stack with Bottas, or I don't think Bottas is coming in. Just trying to see on the camera angle. I think Hamilton's the only one that's... Oh no. Bottas has come in, so they are double stacking. Verstappen's gone out. Verstappen is staying out. I think Perez might be coming in because the Red Bull pit crew were out. Yeah, so Bottas came in. Leclerc come in. 2.4 second stop for Leclerc. Good stop. 2.2 for Perez. So Perez is in. That's Lando Norris, I think, that's coming in as well for McLaren. 2.9 second stop. So now we're going to see the grid order change completely, of course, because... excuse me, Verstappen is obviously not coming in, so he's staying out. So he's now still top. But what's happening here is, obviously, with the safety car, both Hamilton and Bottas have now pitted. They're now catching Verstappen up. So Hamilton and Bottas are still going to be second and third. And they're going to catch Verstappen up with this safety car now. Verstappen, of course, hasn't pitted yet, so it is very much a gamble for Red Bull. Of course, we've seen a safety car now on lap 10, so whether we're going to see another one, and that's the risk that Red Bull and Verstappen are taking. But of course, we know that Verstappen, like I said, had fresher tyres, and obviously they're not going to be doing much now. So Verstappen is moaning at Bottas because he was going very slowly in the last sector before both Hamilton and Bottas pitted. So I expect Red Bull with Karen Horner will be very much on the team radio moaning about that. And I don't think you can do that, so maybe they will be in trouble. We're just seeing Mick Schumacher, very much the same as what Leclerc did. Lost that rear and nothing Mick could do there. Turned in for the corner, back end just slipped out, and he's gone into the barrier with the rear wing first. Not really much, to be honest. We all know that the aero and the package for Haas is pretty crap this year, so you've just got to hope that the car sticks as you go into that fast corner. And obviously the Haas gave up on him. I don't think that is very much driver error. There's not much that can be done there, to be honest. I think unlucky. Verstappen's moaning about the safety car pace, but there's not a lot the safety car can do. It's a very tight circuit, and there's not a lot that the safety car can do. Even it's the Aston Martin this weekend, which of course I have to say makes a very nice noise on the downshifts. If you listen, there's obviously a lap of the track with the safety car a little bit earlier on in the weekend. Listen to that. That's such a great noise from that. But of course, even I think if the Mercedes safety car was there, it wouldn't be going much faster because there's a lot of turns, and obviously in a road car you have to downshift, whereas they don't really have to do that in the Formula 1 car. It's just flat out. So what's going on here? Sainz overtaking Giovinazzi, but was that before the safety car came out? Interesting. I can't see. The lights start to flash as he's made that overtake manoeuvre, but whether they flash before he goes past or not, he might have to give that position up, but not too sure on that. Well, obviously the stewards will know, and they'll obviously tell Carlos Sainz and Ferrari if he has to give that position up. But yeah, here we are on lap 12. We haven't had a red flag yet, which I thought might be the case. Obviously, There's still a few laps, of course, to go. We're only on lap 12 out of 50, but this is a now safety car. So if you're just joining in, Mick Schumacher is the one that's hit the wall, very much to what Leclerc did in practice 2 on Friday. Same corner, exactly the same thing, just lost the rear of the car. And also in terms of pits, because I think it will show on that leaderboard on the screen as well, but Verstappen hasn't pitted, and both Mercedes of Hamilton Bottas have double stacked under the safety car, so they have made their pit stops. But Red Bull were obviously unhappy that Bottas looked to be slowing Verstappen down, so both of them could double stack in the right time, which obviously has annoyed Verstappen and Red Bull, but let's see what happens with that. Wow, I can see that the votes have gone up tremendously while I've been sitting here talking about the safety car. So thank you very much, of course, everybody for voting on who you think will win this first Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Did say I would end it on lap 10, but we've had a few more votes that have been coming in and are still coming in. So yeah, I might leave it a little bit longer, maybe once the safety car has come in. So while we're very much at a stalemate at the minute, like I said, get your votes in terms of who you think is going to win this race, and of course I'll announce that and put a drive of the day one on a little bit later as well. So yeah, let's see who you think. But like I said, it was very much Max Verstappen a little bit earlier on. I think he had 67% of the vote at one point, so we'll see if that's changed now, with Lewis Hamilton obviously making not only his pit stop, but of course making a great start to the race as well. Just trying to see that. I haven't been able to see how much damage they've took away from that Haas car at the minute, because of such it being a big impact as well. Not only will they want to take the car damage away, but they want to make sure the barrier is okay unless anything happens again at that turn. So how long the safety car is going to be out for? Obviously, we've seen instances where if there was any issues with the barrier, they've red flagged the race as well, and obviously they're still under the safety car, so there hasn't been any change to a red flag yet. So hopefully they're thinking that they can get the barrier sorted before that point. But we're on to lap 13 now, and we're still under the safety car. So and I've just blighted that. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, this is really interesting then. So obviously the barrier, they're needing to make repairs to the barrier, which I said I thought would be the case here. But Verstappen now can change his tyres during the red flag. So when the race starts again, he will be out in first place, and that will be his current position. He won't need to pit again unless obviously anything happens during the race, but he will be net first place. So that's what Red Bull, I think, were hoping for. Wow. So he's just gonna be able to change his tyres and start the race again on a new fresh set of compound tyres. So wow. So basically he's just jumped them and then is able to change his tyres for free. Here's Hamilton. Yep. So Hamilton's asking the question: does that mean Verstappen now has choice of tyres to just swap for free? And they've said yes, he does. So that is the case now. Verstappen is going to start this race again on a brand new set of obviously hard compound tyres, I expect, because obviously he's on medium now. I don't expect them to put another set of mediums on to do two stops. this is going to be it now. So he's going to put the hard compound tyre on, and it will be probably a bit more of a fight now to the end of this race, because Hamilton won't want to really finish this race in second now. But I mean, if you look at the championship, obviously Verstappen, if he wins, is not going to win the title, because Hamilton is second. But the problem is that we might have another incident in that corner. So obviously the safety is paramount. They want to make sure that the barrier is safe on that. Hamilton team radio again. Yeah, Hamilton's complaining because he said the barriers look absolutely fine, so he's moaning why they've now put it to a red flag. He's saying that's very suspicious for the change for that, but obviously the actual sponsorship barrier bit is ripped, but it's whether the actual Armco at the back of it has been damaged, and if that's not the case, it's a bit strange to not just stay out a little bit more under the safety car. This is very interesting now. So if you have just joined us, we are under the red flag. This is the first time I think possibly that we've had a red flag where it's not me, me and Connor. Normally, Connor is on the stream with us, and normally when Connor is on, we do have a red flag. Hamilton's still chasing for a reason. He wants an actual reason why they've red flagged this race. Okay. Right. So the strategist James Vowles for Mercedes talking in depth. Actually, I'm surprised they've let that out to viewers, but in depth to Hamilton about it was a gamble. Whether a red flag would come out for this, and obviously they had the same choice as Red Bull on that, but they didn't expect the red flag to come out for Mercedes. They didn't think it was the barrier was bad enough that a red flag would be needed. So they were very much of the case that they're unsure why a red flag's come out. But he has just said, well, I'll come and find you now to discuss what we still can do in this race. Yeah, again, they're showing the replay of Mick Schumacher. Not a lot he can do. Obviously, the barrier has moved with that, but that's what happens with the Armco barriers. That obviously they do take the impact and push it somewhere else. So whether that has had that much damage, I'm not too sure. But be very much rest assured that Hamilton will be wanting a worded, written reason why they've red flagged this race now, without a doubt. So if you're just joining us, this is under a red flag now. So we'll see a little bit how long this is going to take now for the repairs. And like I said, I didn't really think it looked that bad. But not the best race maybe to stop and start, because obviously the drivers are going to be hot and sweaty in the cars, and they're all looking absolutely drenched already, and we've only been 13-14 laps of the race. But it'd be like, oh god, I've just got cool again, and now I've got to go back out. But all of them have got like the ice towels, like the ice packs on. We saw Carlos Sainz on the grid walk; he had like an ice pack on that I think he was wearing it in the cockpit at one point. As we're seeing Sebastian Vettel as well, out of the car, race suit off as well, talking to his engineers. Not giving any information at the minute as to when the race is going to start again, as we've got Verstappen with Helmut Marko and his dad Jos. Anybody see the replays yesterday of Jos Verstappen doing a Toto Wolff-esque of slamming his hands down on the desk when Verstappen hit that wall on the final corner? I'm just trying to think. I see on my screen who hasn't pitted under this now, and who will basically have free tyre choice. So we've got Verstappen hasn't pitted, Ocon hasn't pitted, Daniel Ricciardo hasn't pitted. Ricciardo was on the hard compound tyre as well, anyway. But I expect he'll probably still change. Will he though? Because he has to make another set, so he'll have to go back on a set of mediums. So I don't think Ricciardo will pit yet. So this hasn't really favoured Daniel Ricciardo. As much as he's made some great manoeuvres so far, he can't come back out on another set of hards because he'll have to pit with a different compound. So if you're taking a free choice now, I just don't see him getting all the way to the end of the race on one set of mediums. So yeah, a little bit disadvantaged for Ricciardo. Pierre Gasly in 7th hasn't pitted yet, so he'll have a fresh set on. Carlos Sainz again is a hard compound tyre at the minute, like Ricciardo, so this probably hasn't helped him too much. Giovinazzi, Tsunoda, Raikkonen haven't pitted. They were on mediums, so they'll probably come out on a new set of hards. Right, 10 minutes with the red flag. Where was I? Vettel was on a hard compound tyre, so he probably won't change yet. Norris has pitted. Alonso has pitted. Mazepin hasn't. He was on medium, so he'll probably come back out on a set of hards. And the rest of them have pitted. And of course, Mick Schumacher is out of the race. Wow, the amount of people that have voted since I last looked as well. I keep saying I'm going to change it, but I might wait a little bit longer. I know I keep saying that. Yeah, like I said, thank you everybody for putting your votes in already. Yeah, when I last said it, it's changed completely now. Like I said, I think Lewis Hamilton was very much in the main front, of course, making that pit stop. If we were staying under the safety car, then Max Verstappen would have needed to find 23 seconds plus from somewhere to take another free pit stop. And of course, it's completely swapped around now because Verstappen is basically going to start this race in first and net first because he's putting a new set of tyres on, meaning he doesn't have to come in for a pit stop with that 23-second gap. So, yeah, it's completely swapped over now to Verstappen. So, absolutely crazy. I said this race, we did say, didn't we? We did say this race was going to be madness, and it has turned out to be. Sean, I can still see your comment because annoyingly with the vote system, I can't see the brand new comments, but I will go through everything as soon as I can. Sean said obviously we're in for a good race, and he's not lying because we knew strategy was going to be key in this race, and it is doing exactly that because what a curveball we've been thrown now. Obviously Mercedes looked in the strongest position. And a lap later, from safety car to red flag, it's now Red Bull that are on the front foot. So, yeah. Whether they can go to the end of this race on a hard compound of tyre, can they go to the end of the race? What was Pirelli's bracket between like tyre life, because they've still got to do another 35 laps, I think. Can they do a hard? I suppose probably 35 laps isn't that bad for a hard compound tyre, but a little bit annoying is that obviously if you're on Sky or you're on a different TV channel, they're throwing to everybody else, so they're allowed to have a bit of a breather, but I'm still talking absolutely nonsense during this red flag. Yeah, thank you very much if you're still joining me while we wait for the action to get underway once again. But they're showing obviously the race start again. I'd love to see the onboard of Sergio Perez, because if you're not watching, if sadly you're not able to actually watch the race, the fact that he's so close to touching Max Verstappen's rear left tyre there, locks up on his front left, and almost hits Verstappen's rear left as well. So very close there. That could have been a completely different. We might see Perez's on board here. So you can see Leclerc backs out a little bit way earlier, but I think he realises, like I said, he's not going to get that manoeuvre done. And then actually in doing that, and Perez locking up, he's able to go around the inside of Perez and make that manoeuvre done. So, yeah, we're going to see that. We're going to see it once again. So, doesn't get a great start, actually. And obviously Leclerc gets a better one, but Leclerc backs out a lot earlier. Perez then realises, oh, maybe I've gone too far, and locks up. And then, like I said, Leclerc's able to go around the inside almost into the next turn of him. But, yeah, I'm trying to see where is Leclerc now. So Leclerc's pit, so he's starting to start the race in 6th. Perez has pit, hasn't he? So he's in 8th. Yeah, Perez is down in 8th now. So as much as it's helped Verstappen, it hasn't helped Red Bull as a whole with Sergio Perez for Red Bull at the minute. So I have to say I do like the quote from Top Gun from Frank Williams is one of Frank Williams' favourite quotes. I feel the need for speed. I'm loving that note that's on the halo of the Williams, and obviously all the tributes to Frank Williams that are on all the cars as well. I'm sure you know if a fan of Formula 1 have been watching over the weekend, a lot of talk has been, of course, on Frank Williams, who sadly passed away last weekend. One of the best in terms of creating that Williams brand, creating that team, the Constructors' Championships, the Drivers' Championships, the drivers that have raced for that team as well. Just absolutely unbelievable, and yeah, such a sad time when they actually left the sport as well. But of course, it was the right decision to do so, because the capital and the money that's now coming into the team is paramount, and obviously was needed to save the actual Williams brand. So yeah, the fact that we didn't see him at race weekends anymore, and of course his daughter Claire as well, was a shame, but I think it was the right thing. But yeah, a really sad passing for Formula 1. So yeah, obviously respects are to Claire Williams and everybody in the Williams' family at this time. And I thought it was a great tribute at the beginning of this race as well for all the drivers. And there's a nice book in the paddock that people have been able to write their messages on as well. So yeah, that's been really a really nice moment as well. I like it when Formula 1 comes together, in times like that. So just over 3 minutes until the race is restarted, and I'm expecting it to be a standing start once again. And they're all on hard compound tyres. They'll all be warm in the blankets, so they'll have to do a lap round to get back onto the grid. But yeah, just over 3 minutes until that started. We're seeing Max Verstappen's race engineer just chatting to him while he's in the cockpit now. People are still not happy about that reasoning for red flag. Hamilton radio again. Right, okay. So strategy is very much just pressure Max Verstappen because you have car pace. Is what they're thinking. There may be VSCs and safety cars again, which might see other drivers coming into pit, but they're all expecting now that they're going to go to the end of this race on hard compound tyres. So yeah, let's see how this goes now. I do expect probably that we might see another safety car in this race. So yeah, we'll obviously have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, as James Vowles in strategy for Mercedes, he just said, just pressure Max Verstappen, just pressure him. You have the faster race car, and I think he's probably right in saying that. Obviously, you would try and big your driver up. Come on, Lewis, you can do this. But I think very much that Mercedes probably do have the faster car. It looked like Red Bull tried to make a car that was better in qualifying for that one lap pace only. And was that, and was gonna do that until Verstappen hit the wall on the final corner, was gonna get that pole position. But I think Red Bull have picked it for one lap, whereas Mercedes I think have done more of a race strategy in terms of their car layout. So Mercedes should have a faster car. It's whether they can get DRS, whether they can overtake Max Verstappen. We know Max in this position now. The shortness of this track is not going to give Hamilton any room at all. So if Hamilton is able to get close to Verstappen, this is going to be really tasty in terms of any overtaking possibilities. So yeah, we're not. This isn't the end now of this race. We've still got a lot more to go. Just under 40 seconds to go now until we get the race underway. We're seeing the brand new set of hard compound tyres that are on Max Verstappen's car right now. Able to change it free of charge, basically, on his pit stops. Hamilton has hard compound tyres as well, but he came in for the pit stop under the safety car. Normally saves you. Didn't save him because obviously Verstappen came in. We all came in for the red flag, and Verstappen was able to change him while stationary under red flag situations. And I think that's very much a touchy subject in Formula 1 because it has happened previously. I think it happened in Imola, where it was a bonus for Lewis Hamilton. Happened during Silverstone as well, when obviously Verstappen collided with Hamilton. They went under red flag. So we have seen it happen previously. It's not just this is the only time it's happened, but I think it is actually a touchy subject of, you know, that they're able to basically have a free, even more of a freer pit stop under the red flag. But whether the FIA change that in the future, we don't know. Yeah, so they haven't actually, FIA haven't actually said what this is going to be, but like I said, we're expecting this to be a standing start. Perez has come on with a brand new set of medium compound tyres. Was he on hards to start with? Well, it says he's pitted on the hard compound tyre, but he's got a set of mediums on. Hamilton's now saying that Verstappen did a standing start in the pit lane, and you're not allowed to do that now under racing conditions. This is very much that the Mercedes and Red Bull once again are going to be squabbling on the pit wall. It did look like a bit like a standing start they do before they go on their formation lap. We're seeing a lot of squabbling here. Safety car will enter pits, standing start. Okay, so we have been given a notification from race control. Verstappen's still moaning about the safety car, but as we've explained, I'm pretty sure the safety car goes as fast as it possibly can. It says Latifi. Oh no, I was going to say it said Latifi's out of the race, but he's now come back on to say he's on medium tyres. So I was like, oh god, we've not lost another one already. But yeah, as I've said, we're at lap 14, and of course have had this safety car and red flag situation. So I see a few people have joined as well during this time. So welcome to the Let's Talk Sport YouTube channel if you're brand new to the channel as well. We do race watch-alongs for the Formula 1. We do different sports on the channel as well. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel going forward. It really does mean a lot. And of course, like I said, we will be doing multiple sports going forward as well. Verstappen is moaning in my ear once again, and of course I have my own Formula 1 YouTube channel as well, which is the Pole Position podcast as well, so that's part of the channels as well. So yeah, please check out the videos on there as well. That'll be very much appreciated. But we're seeing them all now doing a slow start now to the grid. Verstappen is very much in front of Hamilton and Bottas. I think Hamilton is trying to slow up the pack a little bit so he's not standing there for a longer period of time. Yeah, Max is moaning. But if I was Lewis, I'd be slowing him down as well, because if you get to the grid too early and the cars aren't there, you're sitting there and your tyres are getting colder and colder. So if I was Hamilton, I'd be backing them up to make sure that they all get there in time. Oh no, I've just heard noise downstairs and I know I'm delayed. Oh no, so we could have some incidents again. Come on, not another red flag. Come on. Don't give me another red flag. We may have to go to a break if we get another red flag. But I have just heard noise down there, so we may have another incident. Who's going to crash now? Right, okay, so we are going to start this now. Who is that that's going really slow? Nicholas Latifi, come on. Get back in that. Get in your grid slot. Come on. Right, okay, so here we go again. Let's see. Noise, like I said, I've heard noise downstairs, so something has happened. We're going into the lights. The lights are out. Oh, Hamilton's got a really good start. Hamilton looks like he's taken the lead. Oh, Bottas almost went into the back of him. Oh, what is going on? Ocon! Oh my god, Ocon's taken second place over Hamilton. Oh, Perez has crashed. Oh, Perez is span out. Perez is out. There's no chance. I'll be very surprised if Perez comes back out. But Esteban Ocon is in second place. I'm losing my voice. What is going on? I sound like the guy off Friday Night Dinner, Jim. Oh, that's Nikita Mazepin out as well. That's both Hasses out. Probably the best thing for Haas, to be honest. Perez is going very slowly. I think Perez is out. He's lost his front wing. George Russell looks like he's out of the race as well. Oh, red flag again. Oh, good God. Not another red flag. Not another red flag. Just check on Mazepin. Right, so we'll have a look at the replays here, but Mazepin's saying he couldn't avoid that action, and there's debris everywhere. Perez has stopped as well, so we now know Perez is out of the race. George Russell is also out of the race. Who were they talking to on the grid when they said there's chances here for getting points? I'm not sure if that was George Russell, so sadly he is out with his Frank Williams tribute helmet, which I have to say the crash helmet looks fantastic. But his Williams actually doesn't look too bad in terms of the damage, but he must have been told to stop the car. But we'll see a replay of that now. But yeah, Hamilton got a better start than Max Verstappen. Verstappen tried to defend him as much as possible. Bottas then locks up, has to go really wide. Esteban Ocon. Oh, Verstappen came. He sort of like cut the corner a little bit, and they both were super slow, and that allowed Esteban Ocon to sweep past Hamilton there. But Verstappen tried to, but Hamilton got a great start. Verstappen then doesn't take the corner, so I'm pretty sure the stewards will tell him to give that position back. I would be very surprised, because it looks like Hamilton takes the lead. Hamilton goes in front of Max Verstappen, then gets to the first corner, breaks it. Verstappen just goes... Yeah, Verstappen just cut the whole curb, and in doing so also allowed Esteban Ocon to get past. So for me, I would say, sadly, Verstappen's got to give that place back. Yeah, and Verstappen didn't join it in a safe way. He literally just cut across the track. We're going to see Sergio Perez now, who we know is out the race as well. So gets a little bit sandwiched, but you can see Bottas locking up in front. Has an AlphaTauri and a Ferrari. Oh, McLaren has to brake in front because of that incident. Oh, he tangles with the Ferrari there. Yeah. I'm trying to see if... Yeah, I was going to say, I'm trying to see. He must have, because he hit the wall, that's why Perez is out. He must have hit and damaged the gearbox, but we're going to see this. He tangles with Charles Leclerc, so Charles Leclerc manages to get out of the way of almost everything there. Gets close to the barrier, and yeah, like it's 3-1 almost, and Leclerc had nowhere to go and just tangles with Perez. There's nothing Leclerc could do, and I think Perez is just trying to make his way through. But I'm just seeing here in terms of Mazepin. Ooh, oh, Mazepin. He just literally went straight into the back of George Russell. Now I know why George Russell is out of the race. I'm not sure what happened in front there, but Russell just looked like he'd stopped. and Mazepin just went straight up into the back of the Williams there. So yeah, very dangerous once again. But yeah. Hamilton saying I had to avoid the collision against Verstappen. I'd be very surprised if the stewards don't ask Max to maybe give the position back. I know it's the first lap. It's a first lap incident technically once again. Yeah, I'd be very surprised on that. I think the stewards might have something to say about that. I know it's the first lap and the first corner, but this championship now is so, it's getting so tetchy. It's getting so like anything can happen, and we know Verstappen is not going to give that place up. Of course we do, but he literally doesn't make that corner, and he literally cuts back onto the track. So Lewis did exactly what he said. He was first into the turn one. And Verstappen had to go wide, but in doing so then cut the track, and then slowed them down, which then allowed Esteban Ocon to go past Hamilton, and I think that's what caused everybody slowing up. It was because the fact that Verstappen literally had to slow everybody down in that sense. So Perez is watching the big screen to see if he can get any replays. This is gonna get. If it goes one way or the other, if the FIA decide Max is allowed to keep that position, then obviously Mercedes are going to kick off. If they then decide that Max has to give the position up, then they're going to kick off as well. And the fact that Esteban Ocon's in second place as well now, if Verstappen has to give the place back to Hamilton, surely Ocon is also going to be leading the race in this sense, because it's not Esteban Ocon's fault that he's managed to get past. So damage to Leclerc's front wing there. Are they actually allowed to change that? If they're allowed to change tyres, they might ask the FIA if they're allowed to change that front wing under red flag. But here's Esteban Ocon out of the car and currently in P2. Could be in P1 if they decide that Verstappen is not allowed to be in that position at the minute. So, but yeah, here we are once again under red flag. And I think we only had what lap were we on? Was we on lap 14? So we've literally had 2 laps, and we're back under the red flag. I knew doing this race live stream that on my own that there would be safety cars and red flags, but I think luckily it should be quicker this time around, just because they haven't hit any barriers. Toto Wolff is walking down the pit lane like the Terminator right now. I don't know if he's looking for someone in particular. But I think what I might do is I might quickly take a couple minutes break, just in this time while we're under red flag, just so I'm not needing a wee or a toilet break during parts of the race. So just like the drivers, I'm just going to take a 2-minute break, and I'll be right back as soon as possible. So don't go anywhere. We're still under the red flag. They haven't given us a time limit at the minute when everything's going to be back on, but I'll literally just go and have a quick 2-minute break, and I'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. We're only on lap 16. There's a lot more racing still to go. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Right, everybody, I am back. Thank you for sticking with me. I've just gone downstairs as well because it's a couple of minutes ahead. So I've managed just to get some information on it as well. So looks like school children again have been coming into play with Red Bull and Mercedes talking to the FIA. So it looks like neither of them were very happy with obviously the decision. Red Bull didn't want to accept it. Mercedes were saying that, you know, obviously it's not right that where the positions they are in. Let me just listen in. And Red Bull are now accepting it after discussions. Right, so Red Bull are also asking the FIA to look into Bottas slowing down earlier in the race. It's only lap 16 and I'm already selling earlier in the race. But Red Bull are accepting this now. So what it'll be is it'll be Ocon first, then Hamilton, then Verstappen. When we start this race now, that's the order they're going to be in. So it will be Esteban Ocon starting this race again in first place, and then it'll be Hamilton, then it'll be Verstappen. But we're seeing that FIA team radio again coming into effect, and we're seeing Mercedes talking to Michael Massey as well as Red Bull in that same scenario. But yeah, Red Bull have accepted the decision that obviously Verstappen has took that position in the incorrect manner. But in doing so now, they're saying, right, that's fine, but we just want to make sure that the running order is Ocon, Hamilton, Verstappen, not Hamilton, Ocon, Verstappen. They want to make sure Ocon is in first place, Hamilton is only in P2. So that is the case. We're just seeing the replays once again. I've just come run up the stairs, so if I'm still a little bit out of breath, I apologise, but I just wanted to make sure I was back as soon as possible. But I don't know if we've been able to see when they're restarting. Yeah, Perez saying he got hit by Leclerc, but there was nowhere for Leclerc to go, so it was just going to happen, wasn't it? I think the scariest one was Mazepin for sure. I have to get a drink just in case we get another red flag. But yeah, as my dad's just said downstairs, he's like, what this clearly states is this track is a little bit dangerous for like overtaking and everything. And we knew it was going to be a thing. And obviously the FIA and everything has looked into this, and they've said it's absolutely fine for overtaking, because obviously we wouldn't be here if that's the case. So everything must be under regulation. Everything is correct. But we saw it in issues in practice and qualifying with the traffic and drivers going at full speed and other drivers slowing down, and you know, we always knew it was going to be a difficult place to overtake. I think the same thing's going to be said of Miami next year. Again, it's another looking straight circuit. We see Mazepin. Oh yeah, George Russell had to brake there because of obviously Perez and Leclerc, I think, were instanced, so he had to brake to make sure he wasn't involved. But in doing so, Mazepin just goes straight up into the rear wing of George Russell's Williams there. So yeah, glad to see obviously everyone is okay after all the incidents that we have seen in this. Are they changing tyres again? Am I going to have to go into tyre mode, because it looks like Max has now got a set of mediums on. Too much is going on and we're only on lap 16. Right, let me end this excuse me, let me end this who's going to win this race, even though, to be fair, I still don't know who's going to win this race. So I don't want to leave it out too long, because obviously I want to try and keep up with all the chat information. So let's see if I can find a way of trying to get everybody's chat information. So just give me 1 second while we're still not sure when this is going to start. So we've got Vlad here from earlier, who joined a little bit later from Germany. Thank you, Vlad, for joining in. Sean's gone, I think, reverse grid next session. I mean, it'll come to this point when everybody's almost crashed out, and we're going to have strange people in different positions of this race. I mean, like I said, we've got Esteban Ocon starting in first right now. Greg's gone, Max in the lead, and why has the race stopped? I'm not sure when that was, Greg. I mean, we're only on lap 16, and like I said, we've had 2 red flags already so far. So obviously we had Mick Schumacher crashed out a little bit earlier on in the race. He did a bit, exactly the same spot that Charles Leclerc had that same issue in practice. Not really a lot, really, Mick Schumacher could do. We know the disadvantage of Haas's aerodynamics this season, so I think it was only a matter of time for one of the Haas's maybe to have an issue. So obviously they were under a safety car, and then I think after maybe 4 laps of the safety car, they then went to a red flag. And then obviously we came out 2 more laps. There was incidents. Of course, we've had Mazepin, George Russell, Sergio Perez is out. So obviously, of course, with all that debris, we're now under another red flag situation. So I know Biko's put in there what exactly happened. So basically, we had Mick Schumacher have his issue, cause the first red flag, and then we've had incidents on that very first couple of corners, which have now seen Mazepin, George Russell, and Sergio Perez out of the race, which is not going to do Red Bull's Constructors' Championship any much good either. So Bottas and Hamilton are obviously still in this race, so very much good for Mercedes and Toto Wolff, because as much as they want Hamilton or Bottas or whoever to win the Drivers' Championship, very much important for them and their sponsors that they win the Constructors' Championship. So it'll be very much a great position for Toto Wolff right now, with the sense that they're only 1 car now, are Red Bull. So let's see how this goes. Let's see if I can see any more comments. I need to do something, just want to know if I have enough time to watch the race. Yeah, Greg, I mean, we're only on lap 16 and we're still under the red flag, so I don't know how long. We've been going 1 hour and 8 minutes, as David Croft has said on my ear. So 1 hour and 8 minutes, and we're only on lap 16. I think this was meant to be, or it could have been, one of the fastest Formula 1 races that we've ever had because of the speed of the circuit. I think Monza is the only other fastest track on the F1 calendar, but you know there is obviously going to be more incidents here than at Monza. So this is probably going to be one of the slowest Formula 1 races of the season. I'm just seeing in the Haas garage, and they're all tidying up, ready to go to Abu Dhabi because both of their cars are out. So they're already packing bits that they can. So I mean, they might get the early plane. Very dangerous. Oh, again, seeing that instant from a different angle for Mazepin and George Russell. Just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. You can see George Russell's car get lifted up in the air from that as well. So I'm trying to see who the McLaren was that far back. Was it Lando Norris after pitting? Yeah, George Russell slams his brakes on. Yeah. Not much that they could do there. I'm waiting for the countdown, to be honest. But Greg, sadly, like I said, we're only lap 16 in out of 50, and we are still under the red flag at the minute. So I still think we could be another good hour and 20 minutes from finishing this race. And that's, again, if we don't have any other safety cars on red flag. I might have to have another break if we continue with this. We'll probably only have like 2 cars at the end. It might literally just be Hamilton and Verstappen fighting at the very end. But we like I said, we shall see. The cars are getting back out on track now. Vasu, legends say Checo is still standing on the track waiting for the safety car. Yes, he was standing on the circuit for quite a long period, wasn't he? Waiting for the medical car to pick Mazepin and Russell up and then come back round for him. So, but the cars are back out on track now. So again, it's going to be another standing start, I think. Like I said, last time I heard there was an incident because I could hear the noise from downstairs of them watching the race, and obviously being up here, I've got Sky Go, so it's about a minute behind. Yeah, so Verstappen's put a new set on of medium compound tyres, and Hamilton's just asking the question why we didn't do the same thing. Literally, Mercedes are saying, we're on the hard compound tyre, we've only got 35 laps to go, this is the best strategy to be on. And I'm not sure why Verstappen has done that, and Red Bull, unless they feel like they're going to be able to overtake Hamilton on the standing start with a fresher and better tyre, maybe, to begin with. But yeah, I think hard compound tyre probably would have been the way to go, to be honest. I wouldn't have changed it now, because we've only had a lap and a bit almost of the other red flag. So yeah, I think I would have stuck like Mercedes. Like I said, I think Red Bull are just going to go and see if they can jump Hamilton on this standing start coming up with this fresher compound. But can they go 35 laps on that medium tyre? And then are they hoping that another safety car or a red flag comes out for them to swap over again? But if only I could answer that, as we see Hamilton locking up with that hard compound tyre and they haven't even started yet. But yeah, I have absolutely no idea now. We're only on lap 16 out of 50, and I have no idea what's going to happen now in this race. We've already had one safety car and 2 red flags. So, yeah. And then we're going to have the complete opposite in Abu Dhabi, where absolutely nothing happens normally. It's a very dull race in Abu Dhabi. So I think we're getting everything out of the way now for another boring race to finish the season. I mean, of course, it's not as boring as normal because the championship is still up for grabs. Normally, the last 3 races are a bit boring because Hamilton's already been announced and Mercedes have already been announced in the constructors. So it's going to be a little bit different this year, of course. But yeah, Abu Dhabi normally isn't the most interesting of race. But yeah, let's see now as we're all trying to get underway to get back on the grid slots. Esteban Ocon is going to be starting this race once again in the first place position. So can he stay in there, or can Verstappen and Hamilton overtake him straight away? Like I said, the only thing I can think of is that Red Bull have gone on the softer compound of tyre from the hard compound to the medium to try and get the jump on Hamilton at this start. But he has got Ocon in front of him. Hamilton's got a clean bit of track, whereas Ocon is in front of Verstappen. So if Max makes that manoeuvre, he's also got to get past Ocon as well. So yeah, let's see. They're all forming up again. Obviously, it won't take as long because there's only 16 cars, I think, still on track. I think Norris is at the back actually now. So yeah, let's see how this goes once again. I haven't heard any noise downstairs yet, so there can't be any red flags straight away. So let's see. 5 red lights, and they're out once again. Max looks like he's got a decent start, but Hamilton, ooh, Verstappen, oh, Verstappen has jumped Lewis Hamilton, but it was 3 wide. Verstappen's overtaken Esteban Ocon now, so that fresher compound tyre has worked in that sense because they have managed to get the jump on both Ocon and Hamilton, but very much a squeeze from Max Verstappen. We knew that was going to happen. Yeah, very late on the brakes, but I think it was fair enough. I'll have a look at another replay there, but Hamilton is now behind Esteban Ocon, so that's not what he will need now. As we've seen, Yuki Tsunoda going around the outside on turn 13 of Charles Leclerc. Is he going to make that manoeuvre done? I think he has. Yes, he has. Right. So we haven't had any incidents straight away. So we're on lap 17 now. Max Verstappen has taken the lead of this race now. But how long are them tyres going to last? If we don't have any more incidents now, is he going to get to the end on that? Yeah. Now we'll see if Hamilton has the opportunity of overtaking Esteban Ocon now. Will Hamilton make a move? He doesn't want to be too aggressive because obviously he doesn't want to tangle with Ocon. I think he's going to get the slipstream without DRS now, so he should be okay to get past Esteban Ocon. Esteban Ocon is still technically part of the Mercedes program, I'm pretty sure, so he won't want to deal too much with him, and Hamilton now retakes second place. So Hamilton will be chasing down Max Verstappen now. So it is Verstappen first with Lewis Hamilton in second place now. Max should get a little bit quicker to start with because he's on that medium compound of tyre and is fresher than Hamilton. But we're just seeing now Verstappen goes all the way to the inside line. It's free wide. Hamilton's squeezed a little bit from the pair of them, and he does touch, I think, slightly with Esteban Ocon, but not too much of an issue, I don't think, at this time. But yeah, Verstappen, it just looked like he put that medium compound tyre on and he wasn't getting into that first turn without being in the lead of the race. Oh. Free wide, not much Hamilton could do. Ooh, the wing. Hamilton's front wing took a little bit there, but it looks like it was still. It looks like it's still intact. That could have been a lot worse for Hamilton. He could have lost his front wing, and then we could have been in a whole world of trouble for Mercedes there. Right, so here we go. We're on lap 18 then, and we are back to actual racing now. I don't think there's any safety cars or anything that's going on right now, so we are back to normal racing. Lap 19, sorry. Hamilton's just got the fastest lap of the race, but it is Verstappen, Hamilton, Ocon, Daniel Ricciardo and Bottas. Gasly 6th, Giovinazzi 7th, Vettel in 8th, Tsunoda 9th, Leclerc in 10th, Sainz 11th, Stroll 12th, Raikkonen 13th, Alonso 14th, Norris 15th, and Latifi is in 16th. So I expect Latifi will be very much being lost to the back of this pack now, because he is the slowest driver effectively out of all of them. I think obviously the two Hasses have gone, his teammate Russell has gone, so I think Latifi will be very much struggling at the back of this pack now. But yeah, Norris 15th, Alonso 14th, Raikkonen 13th, so a few of them back down there wouldn't want to be in the position they're in right now, Norris especially. Alonso is another one who I think started 13th anyway, but was a lot further up to start with, so yeah, not in the positions that they want to be in. Leclerc's trying to chase down Tsunoda, but Tsunoda's been looking really good this weekend. Tsunoda has been putting in some good performances. Still has Alex Albon as his driver performance coach. Alex Albon obviously won't be around for long because he will be very much going to Williams after Abu Dhabi, I expect. I think he's been there a couple of times already, but obviously being a Williams driver next year, he won't be around much in the Red Bull area. So yeah, Tsunoda's probably only got him for one more race, but so yeah, we're now on lap 20. Team radio, Verstappen. Verstappen saying lack of power. We do know he had issues with that, possibly had issues with that gearbox from the qualifying yesterday, but he's saying lack of power. Whether there's any way that they can just change the modes on the system, or somewhere they can change maybe in Milton Keynes to maybe give him the power back, but Hamilton has slowly closed the gap a little bit, but it's not close enough that Verstappen is really struggling right now. Right, okay. It just looks like it's a battery issue, so I think he's just recharging, so no issues with that, I don't think. Verstappen's sounding a lot nervous, more nervous now on the team radio. I think he would be a lot more had he not made that move on Hamilton and Ocon, but he's still a little bit agitated in this race, is Max Verstappen. And I would say Hamilton's a little bit different, but because he's won obviously 7 World Championships before, but I think even he's been a bit like that on the team radio today. So yeah, everyone's very agitated today, especially Mercedes and Red Bull related. But another fastest lap from Hamilton there. Bottas still struggling to not overtake Daniel Ricciardo at the moment, so he's still in fourth. Not a lot Hamilton could do, really. I mean, he maybe could have defended a little bit more into the first turn, going in the inside, but not much Hamilton really could do. But his front wing looks okay. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. I don't think there's been too much damage. Right, so if there's no more instance, I will change the votes on lap 25. So we're on lap 21 at the minute. So anyone that hasn't voted, who's watching this race watch along, get your votes in now. Let me know who you think is going to win this race now from the positions that we're in. It's about just over a second between Verstappen and Hamilton right now. But get your votes in if you still haven't voted yet. And on lap 25, I will end that vote. It's been on for 6 hours now, and loads of people have voted on there. So thank you so much, obviously, for putting your votes in for that. But like I said, I'll end it in a couple laps time. So we're on lap 21 at the minute. I'll end it on lap 25. Both of them are trading fastest laps at the minute as well. But Hamilton should have DRS because he is in within a second now. So we'll see if we get actually some battling. Will we see some defending like we saw in Brazil between Verstappen and Hamilton? Will we see that again in Saudi Arabia tonight? Like he's just within a second, so he should be having DRS. But I think Red Bull are very much better in this second sector than Mercedes. So if Hamilton can close up in that final sector again, he should have DRS. But he's just lost a little bit in this lap so far. As it's coming up on the screen, obviously DRS has been enabled. So if you're a George Russell fan, sadly he is out of the race. If you're a Sergio Perez fan, like Jamie Davis, he is out of the race. And if you are a Haas fan, then they both are out of the race. Got 16 runners still on the track. Nicholas Latifi is the lowest at the moment in 16th position, and of course Verstappen is leading by Lewis Hamilton. I don't think Hamilton's going to have DRS on this lap. He's about 1.4 seconds behind, but he will be getting a nice tow still, I expect. That Mercedes does look quicker on a straight here. Oh, Bottas is in 5th. Sorry, yeah, Bottas is in 5th, of course, because Esteban Ocon is still 3rd. So Daniel Ricciardo is in 4th, and Bottas is in 5th. So I expect Bottas will be getting another little message from Toto Wolff in a minute, just to say let's get past. It does look like we've got a yellow flag again. So Yuki, I blighted Yuki Tsunoda. I'm sorry, Yuki. He's lost that front wing. I don't know what's happened there. Has he defended? Who was he defending against? Was it Leclerc, I think? Ooh, Yuki, Yuki, I would reverse if I was you. You don't want to take the front wing with you. Ooh, his brakes are on fire. His brakes are on fire. Right, so we've got a virtual safety car right now. That's fine. As long as it's not a safety car and a red flag. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, it looks like Tsunoda on Vettel. Oh, yeah. Hits Vettel. Does Vettel hit the wall? I think Vettel might have hit the wall. So Vettel might be struggling as well. So Yuki Tsunoda goes around the outside, takes the inside line then. I'm not sure who's at fault there. I can't tell you really who was at fault for that. The two Ferraris were fighting right behind each other, right behind that as well. Yuki Tsunoda's got the inside line, but I would say Vettel is clearly in front of him, and Tsunoda just T-bones him a little bit there. So yeah, and when Vettel span round, I think he hit the wall slightly on his rear wing. So whether he has to go in the pits with any damage. So we're under virtual safety car. So we've literally had everything now. 2 red flags, a safety car, and a virtual safety car. So unless there's something I don't know about that we haven't seen for years and years and years, I think we've had everything now. So if this was bingo, I'd be shouting bingo right now. What lap are we on? Are we on lap 25 yet? As Tsunoda comes into the pits. Virtual safety car is ending now, so Tsunoda's not going to get the benefit because it is ending now as he's coming into the pits, but he will be coming out at the back anyway. So green flag. So we're underway once again. Verstappen looks like he's got a bit more of an advantage on that green flag to Lewis Hamilton. We're on lap 24. Okay. DRS has been enabled straight away. 9.7 seconds for Yuki Tsunoda as they were taking off the front wing. Can Bottas overtake Daniel Ricciardo now, being close enough? It looks like he's in within a second, but we're obviously fixed on Verstappen Hamilton right now, so. Right, okay, so we are on lap 25 now. So I will end this. Who will win the who will win the Grand Prix? So I'll just end that now, and of course, hopefully, I'll be able to keep update with anything else that's going on in terms of the race chat. So you should get the results of that as well. So like I said, thank you very much for everybody who was voted on that poll. And it is Lewis Hamilton. Look how close that is. So Lewis Hamilton got 48% of the vote. Max Verstappen 45% of the vote. In terms of other drivers was 3% and Bottas was 2%. So thank you so much for everybody that's voted in that. That's great. Thank you so much. And of course, Sean also keeping us up to date with the virtual safety car. Sean says I've got lap 23. It's currently lap 25, but I think the race tracker that I've got on the screen is a bit, I'd say a little bit further up the road as well. A little bit, because obviously I think with what I'm watching on the screen, it's about 30 seconds to a minute behind live. So the driver tracker actually might be a little bit closer to live timing. Greg's saying, how many laps have we left? We're on lap 26 of 50. So we're just over halfway. Ooh, Fernando Alonso lost it as well. Whoa. Goodness me, that was he almost got hit by a Williams there, I think, of Nicholas Latifi. That was really close. Again, Fernando Alonso lost it. And it's bad if Fernando Alonso's lost the car. Right, so they're saying that it's possible that Verstappen can get to the end of this race on the medium compounder tyre, but I'm pretty sure that they would be hoping that maybe there's another safety car or another red flag that they can swap the tyres back over again. But I think if I was in this position now, I'd be very much happier to be on the hard compound tyre. But of course, you also, if you're a driver, you want to be in first position, especially when it's harder to overtake. As we're seeing a lot of sparks from Vettel's. Is Vettel scraping the ground? Yeah, Vettel's losing parts. He's not happy. Tsunoda's had a 5-second time penalty for that instant with Vettel, but Vettel is basically in no man's land now. Vettel's in no man's land now. He's losing parts of his car due to that collision with Tsunoda. So 5 seconds is nothing when you think Vettel is now going to lose points and lose and he probably will have to retire. I think 5 seconds isn't much when you think that your opponent is now basically going to retire from the race, and he was at one point in the points was Sebastian Vettel. So the fact that he's now possibly going to have to retire, 5 seconds is nothing, is it? So I mean, Tsunoda's at the back anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But there, looks like is that debris? I don't want to be going too wide there. Is that another virtual safety car because of that debris for Sebastian Vettel? Quite possibly. Kimi Raikkonen's in the pits now. Ooh, it's a very slow stop. They're changing the front wing. Oh, they're changing the front wing. Ooh, it's taking a little bit longer though, even with a front wing change. That's 11 seconds. Ooh, 16 seconds. Sean, yeah, I know. I've seen it. I think it's a very quick one because it's disappeared off the screen, but it looks like it's another virtual safety car just to get that part of Sebastian Vettel, I think. Oh, has he tangled with somebody again? Oh, he tangled with Raikkonen. Oh. I say it wasn't even Tsunoda, it was Raikkonen that he collided with, was Vettel. And he's lost part of the barge board there, so pretty sure Vettel's not going to get anywhere. And the only thing he can hope for is that other cars retire. Ooh, nice jump from the Marshal as well. Oh, virtual set, but that looks like it's on the runoff. But why is it ending when there's debris there? There's debris there, but it's still green flag. Strange from the FIA really to let that go when they've seen more debris. But hey, we're only on lap 28 and I feel like I've done 70 laps right now. If you're still joining us, I mean, thank you very much for continuing with this, because we have been a lot longer. Trying to see, really. We're very much obviously focused on Verstappen, Hamilton, but I'm trying to see any other drivers at the back, how close they are to each other. But it looks like they're all pretty spread out, to be honest. They're all about 3 to 6 seconds behind each other. Everybody else, it's only Hamilton and Verstappen that are within a second. There is debris there in the second sector. I am surprised that they haven't virtual safety card it to get that debris out. Have they done another one? Is it another one? Sean, there's loads of debris. Sure, I'm guessing Sean might put another virtual safety car, but it makes no sense why they went green on the other one when they still got other bits of debris everywhere. But I think they've got another one. I can see on the driver tracker, so I think we've got another virtual safety car. So as it stands, Hamilton will be 14 points behind as we go to Abu Dhabi, with Verstappen at the first at the minute and Hamilton second with the fastest lap. So it will go down to Abu Dhabi at 14 points the gap. So obviously it will be extended. And 14 points are very much more comfortable towards Max Verstappen. But I say if Verstappen retires from the race in Abu Dhabi, you know, Hamilton's still got that. Sean's but yeah, another one again. Yeah, I know. Don't know why they didn't just keep it for a little bit longer and sweep up the rest of the debris, because we saw the collision with Kimi and Vettel, which is where all that debris has come from. So I'm surprised they still went for a green flag again. But they'll get some brushes out there and they'll brush that away. So we'll be all right. It's not like it's another red flag that we need to worry about. But some of these marshals this weekend are brand new. So we've got obviously Saudi Arabian marshals out there. Bahraini marshals are also being brought in, some more experienced ones. Yeah, Alonso's moaning. And I think fair point that we've had red flags already today and safety cars, and we're going around virtual safety car with loads of debris around the track. That doesn't make any sense. And he's right. I don't know why they virtual safety card it, not maybe safety card it to make sure that marshals have enough time to get the debris because they're all bunched up. Whereas if they're virtual safety car, they're all going to be running still at the same sort of pace. So it's going to be quite difficult to make the marshals go out when there's not a car going round. So I get that point from Fernando Alonso. I think we've already had 2 red flags and 1 safety car and numerous virtuals, and the debris still down there. Oh, so we've seen that replay with Kimi. That's Kimi having an incident with Vettel, thinking, well, this is my second to last race, so what does it really matter? I think it's still a virtual safety car, is it? Yeah, I think it's still a virtual safety car. So we've not gone to a full safety car, but they still maybe haven't managed to get rid of the debris. So I don't know how long we're sitting under this virtual safety car for, but we are on lap 31 now, out of 50, and it is Verstappen first, Hamilton second with the fastest lap. Ocon is still in third place at the minute, so fair dues for Esteban Ocon and Alpine. Daniel Ricciardo is in fourth for McLaren at the moment as well. Bottas is fifth. So, yeah. I mean, still a bonus for Mercedes that they're going to have points, of course. But, yeah, I think they would like Valtteri Bottas to be a little bit higher up, of course. Lewis Hamilton getting a little screwy. I love that replay shot of the sort of warping of the rear tyre then as he gives it absolutely everything going into the first chicane. Are we still under the virtual safety car? Yes, we are. I mean, would it have just been easier to put everybody under the safety car and then do 2 laps and then get all the debris out? I don't know, to be honest. Because they're all just driving around like Miss Daisy at the minute, and it doesn't look like any marshals are getting rid of the debris. So we're just like driving around slowly for no reason. Looks like he's caught Kimi a little bit. He's down in 15th, but it can't be because they're all meant to be keeping the same pace under the virtual safety car. But it looks like both Verstappen and Hamilton have caught up to Raikkonen a little bit. But there's still debris on that chicane where Vettel and Kimi have had that incident. So where are the marshals? What is going on? Yeah, I don't know why Kimi's going slow. I thought he was catching them. Both of them are like hanging behind Kimi now, but obviously they're not allowed to overtake because they're under yellows. Yeah, I'm not sure why Kimi's going so slow, unless he's had issues from that incident with Vettel, but Verstappen and Hamilton are not allowed to overtake Kimi, even though he's a back marker, because they're under yellow flags. So I'm not sure what's going on. He's trundling around a little bit, Kimi. I know they're under VSC, but I'm not sure. They have to keep a certain pace, so he'll be told off otherwise if he's not going fast enough. But you have to keep a certain delta time or a certain lap time. But it does look like both Verstappen and Hamilton have caught Kimi up a little bit. So, yeah. So it looks like the VSC's ended on the driver tracker, so we can't be too far away now from the VSC ending. But it's just whether Raikkonen gets in the way. Would Raikkonen get in the way? Would he affect this? Obviously, he's a back marker, so he'll have to move out as soon as possible. But when it ends, might Kimi be in the wrong place for Verstappen? Hamilton will need to make sure he's as close as possible. There's still debris on the track, though. Still debris on the runoff. Right, so a green flag again. There's still debris on the runoff, but they've just buffed it out. So we're on lap 33. Kimi's got out of the way of Verstappen. He's in the way of Hamilton though. Oh, okay. Kimi has got out of the way now. I was gonna say Kimi's just gone back in as Hamilton was coming up the road. It's about 1.7 seconds now, so he's extended it a little bit as Max. Whether that was because of that Kimi bit, but I love the onboard shots of Lewis Hamilton's car, because it's just sitting behind where he's sitting in the car. So great view on the street circuit of Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, I have to say. But he's gone from 1.7 seconds to 1.4, so he has closed that gap again. I do think that the medium compound tyre for Verstappen was a benefit at the start, but he is closing him a lot more. So whether that medium tyre is slowly falling away a lot quicker maybe than we thought it would, but Hamilton's 1.1 seconds now. So them medium compound tyres might have already fell away for Verstappen, so it was a bonus obviously to take that lead, but that hard compound tyre is looking the better one to be on right now. But it's whether Hamilton can stay close enough to get DRS and to try and make that manoeuvre. But as we said, Verstappen is probably, with Alonso, the worst person to try and make an overtake manoeuvre on. Alonso looks like he's catching Vettel for 13th and 14th place. Bottas is 1.5 seconds off Ricciardo now, so keep an eye on that one as well. So we're on lap 34 of 50. Once it gets to lap 40, I will do driver of the day. But it's been very stop-start in this race in Saudi Arabia. But yeah, I'll put Saudi Arabia. I'll put who will be the driver of the day for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Looks like Alonso has passed Vettel now for 13th place. So it's 1.3 seconds, 1.2 seconds. I don't think he's close enough as he gets to the final turn. For DRS, is Lewis Hamilton this lap around? No, I don't think he is. Fighting for fastest laps. Verstappen gets it, then Hamilton takes it. I have to say, this is a great ending to the Formula 1 season. Like I said, we're still unsure on what will happen at Abu Dhabi, but like I said, normally by this time it is finished. Hamilton, he's already announced as the winner, and Mercedes are already announced as the constructor. So it's just a race weekend as we get to the end of the seasons normally. So the fact that we are in this position is a privilege. Now we've got another bit of debris. Whose is that now? Who's dropping parts? Is it still Vettel? Is Vettel still dropping bits on? It's like Mario Kart when they throw a banana. I feel like somebody's just Mario Karting right now, throwing a banana. See if Verstappen or Hamilton will slip on the banana. But literally, I feel like that's another virtual safety car. I think it is on the driver tracker. So once again, virtual safety car. Hamilton might not want this safety car right now because he's just under a second. This is going to annoy him. "15 laps to go." Another fastest lap for Lewis Hamilton, but I can only imagine that there is going to be a virtual safety car. Sean's gone no. Sean, what have you gone no for? Are you that far in front? What have I missed? Oh, okay. It's a virtual safety car, but is that what the no's for? I don't want to. Is it an incident that is coming up and I'm too far behind? I'm trying to see what that debris is. Whose is that? It's got a bit of yellow and black on it. It's not a Renault from last year, is it? Who? Oh. Is it Vettel again? Is it Vettel again? I can hear noise downstairs again. What's going on? Is that what the no's for? Sean, is that what the no's for? I don't know what's going to happen. I'm too far behind. There hasn't been a safety car or anything because I can't see it on the driver tracker. There's no red flag, so I don't know how much of an incident it really is. DRS has been enabled again. What lap am I on, Greg? I'm on lap 36. I know I'm a bit behind from the live feed because I'm using a demand service. I'm 1 lap behind you. Right, okay. Oh, Hamilton's got DRS. Max Verstappen goes to the inside line. He goes to the inside line. Oh, Hamilton's made the move. He's gone on the outside. Verstappen's late braked. Verstappen was very wiggly then. Both of them not giving an inch. Verstappen literally not using that brake pedal to the very last moment. My goodness me. Hamilton gets that DRS, goes to the outside, lets Verstappen take the inside line. Verstappen just dives in. He just dives in. This guy's effing crazy, man, is what Lewis Hamilton has just said. Verstappen just doesn't use that brake pedal, man. This is the problem with what Hamilton's got, is that you can get into DRS, but Verstappen is just not going to give you any manoeuvre. And you know, you have to give some port, but you know, he's not going to give you any more than he needs to. It has to be fair racing. And sometimes Verstappen does go over that line a little bit. But yeah, if you get DRS, Hamilton, oh, oh my God. What happened there? Why was Verstappen going so slow? Hamilton's now got a broken front wing. Oh my God, what the hell was going on? So Verstappen was told to give the position back, but he went so slow that Hamilton went into the back of him. Why is he in the middle of the track? Oh my God. Verstappen is dirty, man. I feel like Verstappen's playing dirty tonight. Toto Wolff is angry as hell, man. Oh, Toto looks like he's going to do a Michael Schumacher and go to the Red Bull pit wall like he did, like Michael Schumacher did to David Coulthard. Toto's smashing his headphones on the table. That's worse than Jos Verstappen yesterday. But there's broken damage on Hamilton's front wing. What is going on in Saudi Arabia tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Absolutely no idea. Verstappen was told to give the position back. Still is in the lead of this race. It's under investigation by the FIA. Hamilton's front wing is literally damaged there. He's going to have to pit, I'm sure. He's not coming into the pits. Oh, man. Verstappen, man. Like, you know, I respect you, but, you know, why would you give the position back? You know, being told to give the position back, and then he sits in the middle of the track and brakes, and Hamilton goes into the back of him. Like, he moaned about Hamilton earlier, or moaned about Bottas earlier, but Verstappen just did exactly the same thing again. Yeah, Greg put, because Max was told to give the position back, but Lewis did not know. Yeah, but he was in the middle of the track. Bottas has overtaken Daniel Ricciardo, so he's now up to 4th place. But if you have to give the position, you minimise the damage. You know, so you let Hamilton pass at the best position for yourself, and then obviously try and get him again. But he literally just stopped in the middle of the track. I don't understand. I don't know what's going on under the lights in Saudi Arabia tonight. But Hamilton is now 2.1 seconds behind Verstappen because of that front wing damage. The only thing I can think of now, the problem is that 23 seconds pit stop plus the front wing is 10 seconds. It's about 30 seconds. So if Hamilton pit now, he would be probably around 4th or 5th. Oh, Ricciardo took the lead back again from Bottas. So he probably would be in and around Daniel Ricciardo and Bottas area. So unless there's a safety car, I don't think you can afford to pit right now. Ooh, Bottas doesn't want to lose that DRS, but I think he might make another manoeuvre here on Daniel Ricciardo. I think this should be it now. Bottas should take this place. Daniel Ricciardo is one of the last of the late breakers, but I wasn't able to do that then. So Bottas is now up to 4th place. But Hamilton is 2.3 seconds now. 10 laps to go now, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I literally can't... I'm going to say I can't call this race now, but Hamilton won't be able to catch Verstappen now because it's more damage to Lewis than Verstappen. So are they still telling Verstappen to give the place back? And he's not. He's not giving the place back, though. He's not giving the place back. I think Red Bull and Verstappen have gone rogue. I really do. Either that or Verstappen's gone rogue altogether. Oh, FIA radio with Mercedes. Oh, it's getting a bit tetchy between strategy at Mercedes and Michael Massey. Michael Massey at the FIA telling them that we did tell you could go past Max Verstappen. Mercedes are saying, but that happened as Verstappen brake tested us, or that's what Hamilton is saying. That's what happened right at that moment. You were telling us as it happened, not earlier. So, yeah, a lot is going on. Lap 41 of 50. It doesn't look like Verstappen is going to give that position back at this time. He slowed down a little bit, but not enough. Not enough. But the FIA are saying we did tell you could overtake him, but Verstappen isn't. He's slowing down a little bit. It's 1.6 seconds now, but how's Lewis Hamilton just took a fastest lap? He's just took fastest lap and he's got a damaged front wing. He was to the right-hand side, but then he went to the middle again and then got hit by Hamilton. I don't know. I don't know. I've given up now. I've given up understanding. I can't tell you. I can't tell you right now. But what I will do is I will put a poll out for who you think is driver of the day. But goodness me. Please let me know in the comments once it's come out who you think it will be. I'll have to zoom in a little bit because I need to make sure I write them down. So what's going on? Right. Okay, so Verstappen has let Lewis Hamilton by now. You would do that as I'm typing this in. So he let him by, but then overtook him again. What? Oh, Verstappen's got a 5-second penalty. Verstappen's got 5 seconds. Leaving the track and gaining an advantage. Right, I've put a poll out for driver of the day. I've only put Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. If it's another, please let me know in the actual comments. But there's so much going on right now yeah, let me know in the votes who you think. Is it one of them two? Is it somebody else? If it's someone else, let me know. Too much is going on right now. So he let Lewis Hamilton by, but then dived down the inside, took the DRS line as well, and was able to take DRS. Toto Wolff smiling, but that's exactly what I would have done as well, to be honest. I would have let Lewis by, so I took at the right time, so I would then take DRS. So he got 5-second penalty for when he dived down the inside, which we thought would be possible. Oh, Hamilton! Hamilton's just taken the lead as well. And who's got DRS? Verstappen. So Hamilton's now taking the lead. It's lap 44. Hamilton's now taking the lead. Guys. My brain's frying right now. Like, 1.1 seconds. 1.1 seconds ahead is Hamilton now. Verstappen's got a 5-second penalty. It won't make any difference. No, so it looks like Verstappen let him by, whether he thought he was another penalty inbound. I'm trying to figure out why he let him by then. I thought Hamilton made the overtake manoeuvre clean, but it looks like Verstappen lifted off the throttle and let him by. But Verstappen also has a 5-second penalty, so if I was Verstappen now, I wouldn't let him by. We need to be up the road trying to take 5 seconds out of Hamilton here, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do that anyway because he's on the medium compound tyre, so his tyres should be worse than Hamilton's right now. So I don't even think he would be able to. I don't also think Verstappen's able to pit, because if he's to pit now, it's about 23 seconds. Ocon's 25 seconds. He might get fresher tyres and get fastest lap off Hamilton, but he may actually lose the place to Ocon with only 5 laps to go. So I think basically, unless Verstappen can close on Hamilton here, he has to take second place. Oh my goodness me, as it stands, they're on exactly the same points. They're on exactly the same points as we go to Abu Dhabi. Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, have you seen this before? If it stays as it is, with Hamilton with the fastest lap, they are both on exactly the same points as we go to Abu Dhabi. So Hamilton's almost got a black and white flag. What? Right, okay. Borderline black and white is what Michael Massey's told Mercedes. Ooh, Red Bull were out for the soft compounded tyres, but they've changed their mind on that one. So it would be on 369.5 points, both of them, going into the next race. And I think Hamilton is only going to secure this fastest lap now because he keeps setting it. I don't think Verstappen has got what he has. I don't think he can take it. Yeah, Verstappen's saying rear tyres are gone. So Vettel's out. Vettel's changed his mind now. Vettel coming in, saving everything. They're not going to get any points now due to that issues with Tsunoda and Raikkonen. Sadly for him, Vettel, it is over. So he is retiring from the race. Oh, Lewis has been told careful on the curbs. Oh, if there's a tyre blowout now, I can't deal. I can't deal. If there's a tyre issue now for either Hamilton or Verstappen, Verstappen's complaining about rear tyres now. He's saying they're gone. And their race engineers are saying you can't pit right now. Because if we pit, we are going to be behind Esteban Ocon. Ocon is only 25 seconds behind. And if Verstappen pits, he might come out behind Ocon. I know he'll be on the faster tyre, so he should be able to overtake him. But he can't trust that. Bottas has been told to attack because he's less than a second behind Esteban Ocon now. This will be interesting. Can we go to Bottas's? Bit of debris flying around from Hamilton's. Oh yeah, that's gone on the. Yeah, his rear wing is. Yeah, let's see Bottas. Yep, so we're getting on board of Bottas now. So we're going to have 3 laps to go now. For lap 47 of 50, Bottas is just over a second on Esteban Ocon. Toto Wolff is telling Bottas to attack. So, yeah, can Valtteri Bottas get this manoeuvre done on Esteban Ocon? If Mercedes get a 1-3 here, as it stands, Red Bull would be on 5.59 and Mercedes would be on 5.84 with half points as well. If it was as it is, but of course, if Bottas is able to get past Ocon as well, then that only helps in terms of Mercedes' points deficit to Red Bull. And we said this would be, vital for Mercedes because Perez is out of this race. Like I said, get your votes in who you think is driver of the day. If you don't think it's either Verstappen or Hamilton, please let me know in the comment section who you think is deserving of driver of the day. I think Esteban Ocon has done an absolute incredible job. Daniel Ricciardo as well, I think, has done a great job to stay in and around the top 5. But I think Valtteri Bottas here if he doesn't get it this lap, he might get it next lap. He has got DRS on Esteban Ocon now, so we'll keep an eye on it. Is he going to dive down the inside? He looks like he's a little bit closer. I don't think he's enough to dive down. No. He needs to stay close to try and get it again. He doesn't want to do too much of a dive because they don't want to lose them points. So he needs to try and make a clean overtake manoeuvre on Esteban Ocon here. But Hamilton radio again. Oh, Hamilton's being told that they think Bottas is actually losing performance on his tyre because he's on the medium compound. I'm trying to see, Max is about 8 seconds off now. Ocon is 22 seconds off. Max has got a 5-second penalty. So it's about 13 seconds, isn't it? So he should still be okay. It's just that he loses more pace to Ocon. Doesn't want to end up in third place here. But well, I mean, what a crazy race! If you've stayed with me from the very beginning, through the red flags, through the safety cars, through the virtual safety cars, then of course thank you very much for staying with us here on Let's Talk Sport for this race watch along of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Bottas is a little bit closer here. Oh, that was into turn 1 again. So he was closer, but not enough to make that manoeuvre. I didn't know where that was on the track, but that was the first chicane there. Stay on this. We need to stay on this. We need to stay on Bottas's on this race cam, to be honest, because that's the closest battle. I think the two Ferraris are pretty close. They're within a second as well. Alonso Tsunoda is just over a second, but we definitely need to keep an eye on this Alpine Mercedes battle here. The Alpine team wall are looking on, thinking, are we going to keep this podium position? Bottas giving it absolutely everything to catch up. We've gone back to Hamilton, but Hamilton is irrelevant right now because he's 8 seconds in front of Verstappen. We need to keep the eye on where Bottas is and Esteban Ocon here. But I have to say, this race I think is now going to finish with both of them level on points. This is incredible. Where is Bottas? Stop showing Hamilton. I've seen enough of Hamilton. Where's Bottas? Oh, I think he's made the manoeuvre, but I can't see it. Stop showing Hamilton. Christ. No, Ocon looks like he's retaken the lead. Leclerc's just overtaken Sainz as well. Why are we still showing Hamilton? For Christ's sake. Nothing's happening. He's clearly a Hamilton fan, whoever's doing the directing for the Formula 1 this weekend. Honestly. He's now over a second, is Bottas, so I think that was the manoeuvre. He did overtake Esteban Ocon, but Ocon must have got that position back because he's still in third place at the moment. I don't think Ocon will get. I don't think Bottas will get another chance here because it has to be down the main straight going into turn 1 and 2, so... Well, I tell you what, as we're crossing the line now, Lewis Hamilton has won the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and what a race. What a race it was, I have to say. It's been a long one, it really has, but it's been a good one. Verstappen comes home in second place. They will be level on points as we get to Abu Dhabi next weekend, I believe. But they are level on points. Ocon, I think, is going to take that third place. Oh no! Bottas taken it! Oh my god, Bottas took it, just like he did back in Azerbaijan on Lance Stroll. I think he took second place, I think, maybe. Yeah, as Crofty saying it as well. My God, Bottas, that was literally tenths of a second there, but he basically just stopped Esteban Ocon getting that podium. Unlucky for Alpine, really is, really is. We're going to see a replay of this now. Oh, nothing Ocon could do. But he hasn't even crossed the line, and Bottas is doing that because he knows he's done it. Oh, Ocon slamming on the steering wheel because there was nothing he could do there. Nothing he could do there. But fair dues to Bottas for finally getting that. So close. So close. He gave it absolutely everything. So fair dues. And obviously, like I said, that's only going to help Mercedes now. But unlucky for Alpine and Esteban Ocon. But yeah, my God. Let's see if we can hear to the team radios here. So live Constructors Championship, Red Bull 559.5, Mercedes 587.5. So pretty sure that's that sealed almost. It'd be very close, I think, if Red Bull managed to pick that up. So Mercedes would have to score 0 basically for both their drivers. So Hamilton saying, great job, team. Absolutely amazing job. And yeah, absolutely got it. And like I said, he's got the fastest lap as well. 103 wins now it is for Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, I'm gonna say it now. I'm not that bothered who wins this championship. It's gone to level points now. They're both level on it. It's basically like starting again. It's like basically like golden goal in football. And like I said, I'm not that bothered. I'm really not that bothered who wins this. But I'm really happy that it's gone down to the wire. If Lewis wins it, Lewis wins it. If Max wins it, again, fair dues to him. But I do think Max is a bit dangerous sometimes. I know maybe some of the decisions went Hamilton's way, then other decisions went Verstappen's way, but Christian saying, I'm not sure why Hamilton went into the back of you, but Toto and Christian are going to be having new little chats. They're cheering Bottas as he goes past. But I mean, wow, what a race, guys! Like I said, if you've joined for the whole race, I mean, thank you very much for that. Absolutely unbelievable. And like I said, as we go to Abu Dhabi now, as we see the front wing of Lewis Hamilton's absolutely, the end plate on there is absolutely gone. So fair dues for getting that home. But yeah, as we do go to the last race of the season, both of them are level on points. Unbelievable. We'll just they're all falling off as they're all celebrated. Are they gonna shake each other's hand? Are they gonna shake each other's hand? Who knows? They've been a little bit respectful for the last couple of laps, even though they've had incidents. Are they gonna shake each other's hand though? Don't know. Hamilton hasn't gone over there yet. Verstappen either hasn't gone over to Hamilton. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's getting a little bit too much now. Oh, Bottas has shook Verstappen's hand. I'm not sure if these two... Hamilton is not... Hamilton's gone, I think. On most overtakes in this season, because I don't know if there's a point for that as well. Vettel seems to be leading that. 127, Alonso on 125. So that's still a possibility. I don't know if there's points for that. Is there points for that? think both Vettel and Alonso were saying at the end of that, what do we actually get from that? Is there actually a prize? Or what do we get for getting the most overtakes in the season? But I'll end our drive of the day in a minute, so I'll probably give it a couple of minutes now. So, like I said, if you haven't got it in now, just it'd be great to put your votes in. Hamilton actually looks absolutely shattered, to be honest. He looks like that's taken absolutely everything out of him. Just getting some fluids down. But yeah, I mean the heat in Saudi Arabia, I expect has taken a toll. It's a bit like Singapore. I expect one of the worst ones in terms of losing fluid. Yeah, so 15 drivers in the end, with Vettel also retiring from the race. So let me just go through the running order then. So Lewis Hamilton. Why is that changed on the screen? Why is Lewis Hamilton further to the right on the board? Absolutely no idea. But Lewis Hamilton has won the race. We've got Max Verstappen in second place. Valtteri Bottas is in third. Managed to pit. Look how close it is between Bottas and Ocon there. To that podium position. Really unlucky for Esteban Ocon and Alpine there, but great job from Bottas there for Mercedes to get that. We've got Daniel Ricciardo in fifth place. Good result for him. Definitely what he needs right now, especially for McLaren as well. We've got Pierre Gasly in sixth. Good result for him. The two Ferraris, seventh and eighth. Giovinazzi ninth, and Lando Norris 10th. I'll just listen to Max's interview here. Just let me just have a look and see. He's getting a bit of boos and cheers, Max. A bit mixed. Stroll 11th, Latifi 12th, Alonso 13th, Tsunoda 14th, Raikkonen 15th, and then we've got Vettel, Russell, Perez, Mazepin, and Schumacher both out of the race. So only 15 finished in the end. Verstappen saying still second place. Oh, it looks like have we lost the stream? Have I lost the stream, or has feed died on Sky? Oh, it's lost sound now. Oh, it's back. Red Bull are normally quite strong in Abu Dhabi. So Max looks disappointed and looks a little bit angry, but I think going into Abu Dhabi they should be a little bit happier because normally Red Bull are quite strong at Abu Dhabi. Bottas looks the only happy person on this podium. I love seeing a happy Bottas. I feel a little bit sorry for him next season because, of course, he will be at Alfa Romeo. He will be the main driver, of course, so he won't be having to move out the way for Lewis or Lewis being a priority. He will be the main driver at Alfa Romeo next year, but he won't be getting podiums. He won't be getting race wins, I doubt, next season. Obviously, hopefully it should be a lot more level with all the teams next year, but I still think Alfa Romeo might be a little bit further back. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame for him in that sense, but I'm happy that he's on a multi-year deal and he's a main person in the team. So yeah, fair dues for a happy Bottas there. Hamilton and Bottas. Hamilton is also getting a mixed reception. So you got 50% Hamilton, 50% Verstappen. So both of them are getting boos and cheers. So yeah, look how level they are on points there as they show the Drivers' Championship. Hamilton saying it's nice. It's actually been nice to be here. Don't know if he said that with a bit of a grimace. It has been a great venue, actually, in terms of Saudi Arabia. I think everybody's been positive about the circuit. I think obviously I think it's a 10-year deal. So if things can improve in that time, I think that's only a bonus. I think the actual circuit, I think it's second on the calendar in 2022. So the first race of the season is Bahrain, and then we go to Saudi Arabia. So it's second to last in this season, but it's second on the calendar for next year. So we'll be a little bit closer to Saudi Arabia next time around. Yeah, I think obviously it's a multi-year deal with Saudi Arabia. I think if the relationship with F1 and the actual the government of Saudi Arabia, I think that can only be a positive going forward. But it's certainly thrown up an absolutely hectic race today. Absolutely unbelievable. Doing this on my own today, I couldn't believe the stuff that's gone on. 2 red flags, a safety car, I think 3 or 4 virtual safety cars in the end as well. 2+ hours of being on the screen as we've got Toto Wolff there, and then as we zoom in, we've got Christian Horner shaking his head. I don't know what he's shaking his head at. He'll find something, as Toto will, of course, to moan about. Max Verstappen's got driver of the day. They normally interview the driver of the day, but have they really interviewed Max today? Who's had the job of interviewing Max? Someone has. Oh, someone has. Oh, so Max is saying at least the fans have some sense voting me, well, not voting me driver of the day, but saying it's not to do with Formula One or the FIA. But that was a very touchy interview. I bet Rosanna Tennant was a bit reluctant to do that interview as he crossed the line as well there, with the emotion coming through for Max Verstappen. But I suppose fairly done for Max there, just showing his views and actually answering the questions that were coming through. So fair dues for him. He was voted driver of the day. I will end our vote on the screen as well, just so we can see if that's the same as what was on the Formula 1 one. So Max Verstappen was given it on there. Who have we got for driver of the day from our race watch along? It was Lewis Hamilton, 53% of the vote for us. Verstappen got 41%, with 4% for the other. Greg's gone, as it stands, the championship goes down to the last Grand Prix. Yes, it does, Greg. And like I've said probably about 5 times now, because I've never been so excited. They're both on level points going into the last race. And actually, Abu Dhabi is going to be exciting. The racing might be rubbish, but it's exciting that something is actually going to happen at Abu Dhabi. Sean's gone, do you think Hamilton would like to reach the magic of 10 championships? I think if he gets the 8th one, I think he'll be happy with that. I think it all depends on the regulation change next year. Where will Mercedes be with the regulation change? Will they still be the top dogs? Will they still be fighting for wins and podiums? I think so, but it's how long Hamilton really wants to do it. I think if he wins this one, then he again might go for 9. I think if he goes for 9, he would. If he got 9, he would definitely go for 10. Yeah, I think it depends on this new regulation change, to be honest, but it's definitely something to consider. Stephen Smith's gone Bottas on the line. I mean, absolutely crazy. Excuse me. We've seen that before at Baku, like I said, when Bottas and Stroll went to the very end as well. I think Bottas got 2nd place on that day, with Stroll still managing to get 3rd. Jamie's back in. Bottas, you little devil. Absolutely. Next weekend's race watch along will be fun. Whoever wins it deserves it, and I absolutely agree. Like I said, I've got no favoritism between the two of them. I respect both drivers. I think sometimes Verstappen is a little bit more on the edge than Hamilton, but I think Hamilton gave as much as was taken against him today as well. Christian doesn't look very happy as he's chatting to Jos, but Steve's gone, great race, Lewis, congrats. Absolutely, I think, like I said, I think, like Jamie said, whoever wins it now absolutely deserves it. The fact that they are level on points, not even like a 5-point difference or whatever, they're literally level on that. I think, like I said, whoever wins it now, I think Jamie's spot on. Absolutely deserves this. Fair dues to Valtteri Bottas, like I said. I think he was at 100 in a row he got on Saturday, Q3s. So since Australia 2017 to this weekend in Saudi Arabia, 100 Q3 appearances in a row. Absolutely incredible. Great job from Bottas, it really is. Max Verstappen on second place. Red Bull and himself won't be very happy, I don't think. Both don't look very happy with that result. Lewis Hamilton, of course, will be very much happy, and he got the fastest lap as well. So we'll just see them lift the trophies. This is the British national anthem, which is about 10 seconds long, and the German national anthem, which is about 5 minutes long. But a new podium thing. I don't know if there's any like special bit with the podium, or it's like a concert stage. To be honest, it's absolutely massive. I also want to see what the trophies look like. Normally they're quite fancy, but yeah, absolutely. Having a Formula One championship go down to the last race of the season. Obviously haven't had that since 2016 with Rosberg and Hamilton, but the gap in that points wise, was never anywhere near what this is going to be now. We obviously saw in that race Hamilton trying to slow the pack up so people could maybe catch Nico Rosberg in that. Obviously Rosberg on the radio saying it's probably one of the worst races he's ever had because his teammate trying to slow the pack up. But yeah, like I said, that's nowhere near in terms of comparison to what this race is going to be in a week's time. I think it's a week's time in Abu Dhabi. It's definitely the closest to Christmas we've ever had a Formula One season as well, with 22 races. I think it's 23 next year as well, so how the calendar is spread out in there again might see this happen in the future. As the German national anthem finishes for Mercedes. Can I see the trophies now? What do the trophies look like? Yes, Greg. Yeah, the German national anthem. Yeah, so it's the British one and then the German one, but it's quite a long one. Oh. They're doing third first. Don't they normally do first? Or am I being? Have I done 50 laps of this race today and I can't remember which order they go in? Do they not do first? They go in third, second, first. No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm talking nonsense. That trophy looks okay. Looks a bit like a peeled banana. It's probably a harshness, but great job from Mercedes today. Oh, that is Ron Meadows, who of course was on the radio for the FIA as well. Oh, Lewis Hamilton is walking off his podium and going on to the balcony area. Bit of confetti flying out as well. It's rose water, I'm guessing. I don't know if... No, Verstappen's literally just walking away. Verstappen's walking away. I don't think they've even spoken to each other. There's no celebration. Verstappen has walked off the podium. He's not celebrating with them. He's not celebrating with the Mercedes podium. Is Verstappen going to come back for the picture? Because normally they have a picture with everybody. No, he's not. He's not. It's just the Mercedes team on the podium. Verstappen has gone. So there is literally no love lost in that team. I don't think Hamilton and Verstappen have even acknowledged each other from getting out of the cars. If they have, I've missed it. And he has literally just walked off the podium straight away. No spraying of the rose water or champagne. The next time they'll see each other is obviously in the drivers' press conference between the three of them, and I expect there'll be a lot of questions asked about each other. But Verstappen at this point has walked away. So yeah, as the fireworks go off, I'll take that out of my ear now in terms of the headphones, and I think we'll wrap it up there. Like I said, thank you so much if you've watched the race from the very beginning. And like I said, all the incidents that have taken place in this race today, safety car, red flags, virtual safety cars, all the battling between Verstappen and Hamilton, as well as Mercedes and Red Bull. It has been absolutely chaotic, but it's been an absolute pleasure. And like I said, please subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, for the Let's Talk Sport YouTube channel. We do loads of different sport watch-alongs, as well as Formula 1 as well. And of course, we will be doing the Abu Dhabi last race this season. They're both level on points. We will of course be doing that race watch along as well, so please tune in for that. I do have my own in terms of YouTube channel as well, in terms of the Pole Position podcast, which is linked in and around the Let's Talk Sport channel as well, so please check out the videos on that as well. That'd be very much appreciated. But yeah, thank you very much for everyone who's watched this video today, and of course everyone who's put in the chat as well. As Greg's gone, last time both drivers were joint in the Drivers' Championship going into the last race was back in 1974. Absolutely amazing stat, Greg. Thank you for staying along. I know you were thinking that you might not make it to the end of the race, so thank you for sticking with me. And of course, Sean as well. I know he's been there from the very beginning. Definitely watching the replay on Channel 4 later on. Yeah, it's been an absolutely brilliant race to do, so it's been an absolute pleasure. Like I said, thank you everybody for watching from the very beginning. Who's going to win this title now? Lewis Hamilton or Max Verstappen? They are level, absolutely level on points as we go to the last race in Abu Dhabi. And of course, we will see you there as well. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you all in the next race watch along. Take care. See you soon.